It's one of George's like Dulux paint things. This is our water bath. It definitely beeped, didn't it? It's not doing anything. Why won't you turn on for me? Right, let's turn it on and off again. Right, I want it to be 38 degrees. Okay. It's doing something. Why make a kit where everything is used the whole bottle except for one thing? So I have been developing black and white film for almost a year now and find that relatively easy. I really enjoy it as well. So I decided I wanted to have a go at developing my own colour film as well. As with the previous video, I've been saving up my colour film, so I have a nice little stash here of films to develop. For my first attempt, I decided to use an expired film that I wasn't so fussed on. I wasn't worried about what the effects would be if I did it all wrong. That was a 120 film. That was Agfa Optima 200 film. I believe I shot at 50 instead of 200 because I think it was a couple of decades out of date. I am starting with C41, but I am also planning on developing my own slide film at some point as well. I've got a couple of rolls here saved for that, and I've got some fun ideas for some experiments with colour film which will be coming up soon. I went for the Bellini Foto to start with. This is possibly not going to be the best in terms of sustainability, but I just needed to try the process. I think I'm one of those practical learners that needs to try something before I can really start to get my head around what's really going on in the process, and so that's what I've done. I've just gone for this kit. It's not necessarily the kit that I'm going to be using going forwards, but at the very least I've made a start and I'm learning. Without further ado, let's roll the footage of that first develop. This fixer, stabilizer, bleach, that one's colour developer. I think the bleach can go in the bottle. I don't think I need another bottle. I'm just going to put that in. Fixer. Oh. Yeah, that's going in. The last one is stabiliser. So what I'm actually going to do is, I don't know why I bothered using these mostly, because I could have just poured it straight into the bottle, couldn't I? I will pour the stabiliser in first. With colour film, you just develop. You don't change times for the ISO or film stop. I think we're in. So we need 3 minutes 15 on the clock. Bleach going in.
Does that actually smell like bleach?
Ooh, it smells like vinegar. It's yellow. Oh wait, am I doing the right thing? I feel like I've done this really wrong. I have now noticed that I should have only done the developer for 3 minutes and not 3 minutes 15 seconds. So stabiliser, and it's definitely gone pink in there. I don't know why it's gone pink. I wonder what happens if you over stabilise your film. I can hear like the foam inside this.
Okay, well that's not all over.
I wasn't expecting that. I told you it sounded foamy.
That makes a bubble bath.
But yeah, let's go stabilise my kids.
What? What have we done?
I put 100 mils of stabiliser in it when I should have just put 10 mils.
Oh God.
For everything else in the kit, you use the whole thing, except this one. What does that mean? I mean, that'd be why it's so foamy. So next time I use it, I need to dilute my stabiliser down. There are images, yeah. As you can see, there were some errors that I made and some things that I need to work on, but overall I think it was a success. I don't think it went too badly. We seem to have some images. It's expired film, so I was expecting the film to be fogged. Obviously the next film that I develop will not be expired, so we can really see what the results are. But let's talk about the C41 kit that I used, the Bellini Foto. So it comes in 4 plastic bottles. I've only got 3 here because one of them I'm using to hold the bleach. I don't think this is the best way to do this. I don't know whether there's powder kits, but I'm going to be doing my research on this because these bottles are essentially not usable. What do I use these for now? I mean, if you've got any ideas, please put them in the comments. And I don't even know if these meet local recycling guidelines. I'll have to look up. I mean, this one says number 2. But yeah, it comes with 4 bottles. I know that this one has separate bleach and fix, and in some kits, the bleach and the fix comes as what's called a Blix mixture, so it's one. And I'm sure I have seen powder forms, which I think is going to be a far better in terms of the packaging. In the Facebook group, the Making Photographic Practices More Sustainable Facebook group, we have been recently discussing colour developing, and so soon I'll be putting all of that research and all of those discussion points together into a bit of a research document so I can start to learn a bit more about what I could be doing, whether it makes sense for me to try and make my own chemicals, or whether ultimately, because I don't shoot quite so much colour film, whether I should actually be sending that off to a lab and whether that would be the better option for me and for the environment. Let's have a look at some of these scans from my very first home develop of colour film. So the negatives are quite fogged, but that's to be expected of expired film. So generally I don't really like shooting colour in the winter, but in this case I was picking out some of the days where it was that lovely winter sun, and I think that's really come out in these images. So I particularly like the photos of the flower in the window. I think that's really beautiful. And to end, as always, I would like to share this funny film photograph from JP Campbell. I mean, I'm a sucker for anything with a funny face on it that shouldn't have a funny face. Go and check out his work and share your images with #funnyfilmphotography.